Hey everybody, it's Jason O'Phil and I'm your gay geeker. And today I'm going to be bringing you my personal review for X-Men Apocalypse. Just so you guys know up front, it is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the film, go watch it, stop this video. If you have seen the film, let's batten down those hatches because we need to have a conversation. Look, I'm going to be upfront. When I left this movie, I kind of had the exact same feeling that I had when I left Age of Ultron, which was I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, I just am indifferent. James McAvoy, I think, is great once again as Charles Xavier. I think both him, Michael Fassbender, and Jennifer Lawrence have been perfect casting for this universe. James McAvoy, I don't think is really given a lot to do. You know, he basically just becomes a hostage for the last part of the film. I did love all those moments with him and Rose Byrne. The fact that, you know, he did take away her memories of Cuba. I felt they should have played with that a little bit more. I feel like they've set up a Charles Xavier that really doesn't have a lot of remorse for his actions. And while they do say, I feel bad, I took her memories, they don't really build upon those beats where he really should feel guilty. And the fact that when he gives her back her memories at the end and everything's just kind of hunky-dory, I kind of was like, no, I would have slapped him. I would have been pissed. Michael Fassbender could, of course, play Magneto in his sleep. But once again, why? Why do we keep on circling the same drain of storyline with Magneto? Why do we have to keep on throwing so much crap on top of him to break him down as a man, to break him down as a person, so then he can be a villain? Once again, we give Magneto a family, we kill his family, Magneto's pissed off, Magneto goes to wipe the human race away because he doesn't want to feel the pain anymore. We've done that storyline. We need to move on. Give him a different reason to be a villain. Give him a different reason to be something other than the same broken, I've lost my family man that you keep on making him be. Jennifer Lawrence, I love her as Raven Mystique, but I'm a little confused after the last film. If Raven has this entire, mute and proud thing going for her, I understand why she spends her time around people looking like Jennifer Lawrence, but when she's around mutants, she always looks like Jennifer Lawrence as well. I get it. Jennifer Lawrence is Jennifer Lawrence, and she said, I don't want to get in the makeup chair at 2 o'clock in the morning to be Mystique. So I'll be Jennifer Lawrence for 93% of this movie and Mystique for 7% of this movie. But it makes no sense for the character to be rah, 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 mutant proud. Let me save mutants. Let me help the mutant race. And then when she's with mutants, she still looks like Jennifer Lawrence. I feel like if you're going to tell other mutants, be comfortable with your powers, own your powers, be comfortable with who you are, then I feel Mystique would also want to be comfortable with who she is. So when she's around those mutants, she would look like Mystique because she wouldn't give a frack about what they thought. She's been preaching that crap for now 3 films because she gives, once again, another rebel-rousing speech about being mutant and proud. And I was watching it going, girl, you look bored. You look like you're just thinking, oh my God, I've done this speech so many times and you're making me do it again. I just don't care. I loved the new additions to the X-Men universe, though. I thought Ty Sheridan was great as Scott Summers. I didn't buy into the loss of his brother Alex Summers, who, spoiler alert, dies as Havoc, because I felt like these movies have never set up this brotherly bond between these two characters. Point. If you're going to kill somebody off, you need to set them up in such a way that I, as an audience member, feel something for everybody else when they're lost. And then we have Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. Once again, she does a great job. She is playing a very young Jean Grey, which makes that scene with her and Hugh Jackman, for me, a little creepy. These are two characters that are going to sexually lust after each other later. And the fact that we have, Jean Grey is like 17 years old looking at Hugh Jackman with lust in her eyes, I was a little bit like, ugh. It felt like Sansa Stark in a room with Ramsay, except she was looking at him with lust instead of disgust. Very weird for me. We once again have sprinkled throughout this movie the idea of the Phoenix, which we see in full effect at the end, and the possible Dark Phoenix. Look, you guys have the football again. Don't fumble the touchdown. And I have a feeling that you guys are going to fumble the touchdown. Because what you're going to do is you're going to do X-Men in 1990s and you're going to do the Dark Phoenix saga in one film. It is not a one film storyline. You need to spend an entire film setting up all of the Phoenix, and then you need to spend another film setting up the Dark Phoenix. It's too important of a Marvel storyline in the X-Men universe to do it in one film. I also felt bad for Oscar Isaacs, who is settled with so much prosthetic makeup with this voice modulator that they did in post that I never really got a performance from him. There were moments when I could see it coming through, but for the most part, I felt like he was completely lost under makeup, which is sad to me because he's such an uber talented actor. So I feel that he was probably doing a lot on set. It's just when it got onto the screen, you're like, it's not translating. Which is interesting because Cody Smith-McPhee, who's under just as much prosthetics as Nightcrawler, is selling every one of his moments to its full potential. I loved him. I thought he was so good. He was amazing as Nightcrawler. So bravo, Cody. You nailed that one. Although I don't know why we introduced Jubilee as a character, considering that she doesn't really do anything. We never see her powers, and she's just kind of there. Why? Evan Peters is back as Quicksilver, who I think gets, once again, the best moment in the entire film. My issue, though, with Quicksilver is he's there because he wants to see Magneto. He wants to be like, hi, Dad, I'm your son. They don't follow through with that, and it's a frustrating storyline. I'm going to tell you right now something very personal about myself. I come from a single-parent household. I've never met my father. I've talked to him twice on the phone. I was probably like 10 years old when it happened. Neither conversation went really well, so I don't even know what the man looks like. But I can tell you, if I was to be face-to-face with my father, I wouldn't go, I'm nobody. I would go, I'm Jason O'Fill. I'm your son. How's your day? We have Mystique giving Magneto this big speech to stop him from destroying, the world, and saying how we're your family. You still have family. You still have people that you love and care about you. And we cut to Quicksilver and he's like, hi, I'm just here for moral support. I was like, then you have it at the end where Magneto's rebuilding, Xavier's home, and Jubilee's like, I hear he's your father. And he's like, yeah, I'll tell him one day. And I was like, Another thing that I was like rolling my eyes out into the back of my head was the fact that, at the end of the film, we have massive destruction of multiple cities. New York is in shambles. Sydney has probably been wiped off the face of the earth. And he's definitely destroyed Cairo. And we have all these news reports where they're like, the X-Men saved us and Magneto's a hero now instead of a fugitive because he stopped Apocalypse. Rah, 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 the X-Men. And I was like, are you kidding? Tens of millions of people just died. I don't really think the general population of the world would be okay with mutants again. I think they would be like, no, are you kidding? If you have one mutant that can do this, because they haven't even seen what Jean Grey can do, we need to put all their heads on pikes. We've had Cuba, we've had the almost assassination of the United States president, and we now had major destruction of multiple global cities. And you're going to tell me that people are okay with mutants? No, no, they wouldn't be. They wouldn't be at all. And that's where I think the movie is kind of tone deaf. Its biggest moment of tone deafness is the destruction of Auschwitz. I don't even know how to get this part started. So Apocalypse takes Magneto, and he takes Storm, and he takes Angel and Psylocke in her bathing suit to Auschwitz. And he reminds Eric, aka Magneto, all the atrocities that humans can do and how he is more powerful than that and how he can be made to be like a god and he's going to help him and he's going to realize his full potential and please feel the earth and feel the metals of the earth. And then Magneto feels everything and he demolishes Auschwitz in his pain for the loss of his parents and the loss of his wife and daughter. And I was like, okay. Who thought it was a good idea to go to Auschwitz and to wipe it off the face of the earth? Magneto's all about symbolism. You've now established this twice in 2 other movies. Magneto is all about let the world watch what's going to happen with the Cuban Missile Crisis. Let the world watch me assassinate the president. And now you're going to go have him wipe off a symbolism of the atrocities that people can do to each other. No, that's tone deaf. There are certain places in this world, I'm sorry, that are off limits for your action spectacle. And one of them is Auschwitz. Auschwitz should never be used as an action set piece in a movie. Bad. Bad, Fox. Bad. I feel like this film was just circling the same story drains that all the X-Men films have circled. Like, I didn't feel like it gave us anything new. Look, not all the Marvel movies give us new plot threads, but when they do, like a Winter Soldier or a Guardians of the Galaxy, we get super excited about them and we want to go see them again. This film is just giving me the exact same X-Men storyline that I've now had for 8 films that I just want a new story. All in all, I would give this movie probably like a 5. There's stuff that I love. There really was. I love the introduction of Nightcrawler and Angel. I loved the entire Quicksilver sequence. I Loved Jean Grey allowing her powers to go full potential. I still think you guys are going to drop that ball. I love the creation of Apocalypse in the beginning. There was so much stuff that I was enjoying that when the stuff that I didn't enjoy happened, it stood out like a sore thumb. And it was frustrating for me. So this would be a great background movie for me. It might be your favorite movie of the summer. But once again, it's my personal opinion. And that's all it is at the end of the day. All right, everybody. I'm Jason O'Fell. I'm your gay geeker. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Follow me on Instagram. Or subscribe to this channel. Just look up Gay Geeker. Like Tigger.
T-I-double-G-er. That spells Tigger.
And don't forget, it doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. Because we're all born geeks. I'll see you guys next time.